John, it has been a rough week for Mayor Zoran Mamdani.
Oh, booed my mayor! You! Staten Island, you don't deserve Mamdani. Mamdani, don't let them leech off of you. Mamdani, cut them off. Replace Staten Island with California. Replace them with California, specifically where I'm at. He's done nothing but good, and that's how y'all treat him? You don't deserve him. That's my man, Mayor.
Of New York! Go New York, go New York, go! Oh yeah, man! It's a big thing! Go New York, go New York!
No, there's so much that well, from both sides, that's insane. But there's so much on the left that's so insane when it comes to contradictions. One of my favorite new ones is the Mamdani grocery stores. They said, how are you going to ensure that...
Yes, just imagine that a Republican or Trump was booed like this. These people will be talking about this for 4 days straight. But if you check, nobody is talking about this. That should tell you something. At some point, I've seen them melt down. I posted a similar video like this few hours ago, and going through the comment sections, I see some liberals telling me, oh, that's not true, he was not booed. He was booed to a level not seen in a while, until everything was interrupted. He could not even continue with his speech. That is what I saw. I'm going to show you some videos. Even Joe Rogan had a segment where they called him out for what he has been doing recently.
New York Mayor Zoran Mamdani got booed out of the National Night Out Against Crime event that they were having in Staten Island, right? And one thing that I've noticed is, why are they not talking about it? Fam, every time that so-called they boo Trump, that is one of the biggest talking points, but nobody's saying anything. Fam, the real New Yorkers are finally standing up. The real New Yorkers are letting people know exactly how they feel about that. Shout out to our Italians, our Irishmen, and our immigrants, and the people that are originally from freaking New York, dog. Actually standing up for the city and telling these people like, yo, we need these goofballs the fuck out of here, bro. Like, what the fuck? The reason why everything is getting so expensive, everything is getting extra dangerous out there. You notice how they're out here talking about, oh, it's ever been crime, because they're not reporting that shit. They're not reporting that shit. When you go to New York, you literally see that shit in your face, man. And honestly, I wouldn't put it past them to not report that shit. Why? Because that man and his religion don't even care about what they got going on, fam. As of right now, I'm glad people are finally standing up and speaking about this, because you have all these kids throughout the U.S. seeing the bull this goofball is doing, and they're like, oh no, maybe we should vote him in, like somebody like him. And look what happened. That one Al-Saeed, whatever the goofball's name is, bro. Now you have more democratic socialists coming into the party. But at the end of the day, fam, the reason why we can't allow them to get anything out here, bro, is because they're going to change the Anti-Communism Act, I think it was, of 1954, right? So they could bring in but one thing that I'm gonna tell you is, we have all of that extra shit, all of that little mud shit y'all be doing and all that. No, we have, and we're willing to use it on each and every one of them. Like, I don't understand what the wrong with them, bro. And all these kids that are these actors, movie celebrities and whatnot that be doing that shit, bro. When their time finally comes, they're going to see exactly what we're doing. Bro, I don't even know why people listen to those NPCs anyways.
No, there's so much that well, from both sides, that's insane. But there's so much on the left that's so insane when it comes to contradictions. One of my favorite new ones is the Mamdani grocery stores. They said, how are you going to ensure that people from New York have access to this grocery store? Well, they're going to have to show ID.
But not to vote.
Yes.
But not to vote.
But how crazy is it that your checkers game is so shitty that you're like, oh yeah, here we go. And people are like, do you know what you just did?
Yeah.
Do you know what you just did?
Put yourself a checkmate.
Jesus Christ, that is the dumbest thing I've ever seen anybody say when you just got done saying that you don't want people to show ID for voting. Because it'll affect,
disenfranchise them.
especially poor people. They're talking about poor people and people of color, which are the people that you would think the poor people are the ones who are going to use your grocery stores. So you're going to disenfranchise them from getting access to your 30% off groceries.
You know what's bizarre about that argument?
They
too?
won't ask for ID. Meaning New Yorkers can buy cheap goods. But they asked him today, and that was what he indicated, that they were going to find out whether or not you're actually from New York. Well, how else are you going to do that?
You have to have ID.
I think this is just a response to the reaction, like saying that August 3rd, which is today, right?
Yeah.
Right. So this is what they said after what he said. So what he said was yesterday. So there's probably a massive blowback where people realize how crazy it is to say.
You know, these people actually thought everybody loved Mamdani until the witness days. They are all embarrassed to see this happening. I understand, but there is nothing they can do about it because Mamdani is not being loved by everyone based on the policies he has put out. And going back into this issue, these people stand against the police, law enforcement, and sometimes the ID. I was shocked when a question surfaced to Mamdani days ago. Like, okay, how will people do to make sure that everyone is doing the right thing concerning the grocery stores issue? Mamdani said they need IDs. This actually shocked everyone. I saw Elon Musk reposting. What an irony. People who stand against ID to vote now want ID to collect food or to buy food. That should tell you the level of hypocrisy with them is insane.
John, it has been a rough week for Mayor Zoran Mamdani. Tuesday, the Democratic Socialist left the stage after less than a minute, as he was booed and cursed at that NYPD community event on Staten Island. It is the most conservative borough in the city. He's also facing criticism over his new pied-à-terre tax, fresh accusations, growing questions about how Mamdani is going to pay for his $10 billion campaign agenda. Take a look here. Mamdani said he would raise $10 billion a year, mostly through new taxes on corporations.
Yes, the Democrat Party right now is facing a lot of challenges, and if you see people constantly putting a lot of focus on Mamdani, you should know exactly what is happening. We have seen a lot of candidates surfacing the criticism attaching to this candidate, all linked up with Mamdani. The reason you see people speaking out, standing up against him right now is because they wanted to observe who he is. And after doing that, they realized his agenda is actually not what some people wanted. Joe Rogan here saying, oh, there are some things he says that he abides with, but there are a lot that Mamdani has put out that he can't accept with him. You know, something is really chopping me, and if you've been following me for years now, you realize I'm always motivated, putting out videos, reporting, showing you what is happening in and around you. But at some point, I wasn't too motivated because of what this platform is doing to me. I have about 3 YouTube channels that I put out videos that daily all are affected. So I don't know what these people have done. We are praying, and I'm just begging on you, if you see my notification, just try, watch the video, drop your comments, and if possible, hit the video and share out. That might help boost up the videos for maybe recommendations. But I know that things will be okay. I will continue to drop videos showing you what is happening. The short videos you see at the end, that's for a white gratin. You can always skip. God bless you abundantly.
Who is running, who is now, in my opinion, the clear favorite to win. Right.
The two-party system. An opportunity where the gladiator's God was praised for his
80th birthday. When you come for the rest.
6-1 underdog. How good does this feel?
Never do this again.
Went under to jurors, but it was shown.
Oh, can you hear me? Yeah.
So with all eyes on California, you can see exactly what's happening. They're
Goes on here in the Golden State.
In 39 days.
Is a permanent and general rent strike. And why do we have to do it, right? Well, we pay rent at the peril of our need and at the barrel of a gun. My landlord is U.S. Bank. It's the bank owns the building because long story.